Hello and welcome to Ambassadors of Gaming Phone a Friend News, where me, Ambassador Chris, and then Ambassador Michael here are just gonna talk about some of the latest news, and we'll give our own opinions on them. So, as I said, I'm Ambassador Chris.
Michael.
You're Ambassador Michael.
Yes.
We have a name to hold up here. You gotta comply with
All
the
right,
law.
fine.
Um,
I'm
we
invested.
got five articles to go over today, and I think the one I want to start with, because the one that most applies to me, is the Xbox 360 backwards compatibility in the Xbox One. So lately, I don't exactly have the article on hand. Michael, can you tell me? Just give me gist. Don't read from it. Oh
Okay.
yeah, I'm sorry. I have it right here. What am I talking about? Um, so basically, Mike, it's like a lot of games are running really well through
Hmm.
the emulated software. Because keep in mind, it's not like a version made for the Xbox One. They just cut out the middleman and they're just like, we're going to put a whole emulator on Xbox One
Hmm. Yeah.
that can run these 360 games. But the emulator is not perfect.
Gotcha.
It's really not. So some games run awesomely, and some games even run better than they did on the 360.
Hmm.
And then other games do not run at all. Like it is non-playable.
Yeah, some run real bad from what I hear. Like Halo Reach, I guess, is not very good on there, and Gears of War Judgment.
Now that makes me sad because Halo Reach was actually the title that got me into Halo.
Hmm.
I was always a diehard COD fan. And then I just played Reach. So many of the whole like the new Forge world and everything, people making their own. I gotta tell you how many times I've run up this seemingly really steep ramp with hurling vehicle debris coming at
Yeah.
me, and you had to go with your friends and see who could make it to the top.
Yeah. I
I
missed that.
almost never did.
That was fun. Um. Yeah, that does suck because Reach wasn't included in Master Chief Collection. So not that Master Chief Collection works, but you know, it's disappointing when you can't. Like, here's the game, but you can't play it. So, I mean,
Exactly. I
it's
have a
not really
feeling
Microsoft's fault, though.
it's really not. I feel like it'll be updated over time.
Hmm.
But the emulator isn't perfect, and I feel like one of the biggest reasons for it is there is not dedicated hardware. It's just an emulator.
Yeah.
It's not like how the 360 had dedicated hardware. This is just software that's trying to do hardware's job.
Hmm.
And in this case, 360 hardware was able to work with different engines, because games are developed by different game engines.
Hmm.
We're able to run them all perfectly because I had dedicated hardware for it. But in the software, some of the engines aren't emulated properly
Hmm.
to the point where it's not like a minor glitch. Like it is unplayable. It is
Yeah.
completely done.
That
It's actually
they.
really funny. When you really think about it, I'm just thinking of makes me think of those Sims glitches
Oh my gosh, The
where you
Sims
see
always
like
has
the
the worst shit.
oh my gosh, like the weird baby one where they look like this convolution of tentacles and
Oh my
arms,
god.
and you're just like cradling them. It's like, oh, that's mildly messed up.
Well, we found the spawn of Satan. It lives in
Basically, yeah.
Sims.
I found Hellspawn.
um. But yeah, so Microsoft, after this report came out from Eurogamer, they were the one that did all these tests and stuff on the games to see which ones worked the best and which ones didn't. Um, Microsoft came out with a statement, said they're changing the way they do backwards compatibility now. It used to be every month we're gonna release a list of games, and those games will come out this month. But now they've changed it where they're like, we're just gonna let the developers take their time and just be able to port them over however they're doing it. I don't know if they're doing it or the developer is, but however they're doing it now, it's just going to be a release of like whenever they're done. So
You know what that means,
you
right?
get
It's
it
going to
when
be
you get
longer
it.
than a month.
Yeah, oh, you'll get it when you get it is basically what they're saying at this point. But I mean, it's better to do it that way than to try to put it out there and it not work. So I'd rather just have it work.
Are you a supervillain?
Me, I'm twirling my
Because you're
little
playing with your
little
non-mustache
mustache,
there, pretty hardcore,
my
and your
little
quality is
stash.
terrible on this call.
That's fine. It's a good thing the recording takes place on my computer.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Since it's viewing off your computer, your image is going to be perfect. If
Yeah,
anything, mine's going to be messed up.
yeah,
Um, I don't know. When it comes to backwards compatibility, I'll end with you know, they're trying. I
they
guess
are.
they're trying, and it's not just Microsoft's fault, you know.
Mm.
And I'm sure it'll get fixed eventually. It'll be fine.
It's a combination of things, but they'll figure it out. They're smart
Yeah.
people. You want to know what's really a bummer though? Is
Hmm.
apparently Mighty Number Nine doesn't work.
I'm sorry.
I said apparently Mighty Number Nine doesn't work. I'm trying to segue in here, and you just
Yeah.
fucking chop my
You know,
segue right
I
the fuck up.
apologize for the people viewing this video because I know Mike looks like perfect right now, but I can barely hear him. Are you talking about Mighty Number Nine?
Yeah, I was trying to talk about Mighty Number Nine.
Right.
um. Anyways, they delayed it again.
All
Joyous.
right. I read this article, and there are a lot of different approaches that you could take. Um, they just kind of admitted they're just like it's our fault. Like they're like we just
Uh, God.
they're using an engine. What they told the community is that they are using an engine to develop the game that is no longer updated.
Mm,
So if they find a bug or something that where the code conflicts, they have to actually go in and modify it themselves.
which
And
is
they
a
have to do
bitch.
this with every single bug they find. So think of it like um, every time you stitch together another part of the blanket somewhere else, it starts to become unraveled. Um, where you fix one piece of code, that new code conflicts with another piece of code, and then you get another
Mm,
bug and another bug. It's just doing it like this, like that trying to put out small fires all over the house.
mm.
Um, unfortunately it doesn't do all that well, but they're doing the best they can. If you ever watch any of my streams or any of our streams, you'll know that I am always the optimist. I'm always the ones, oh, it's not their fault. I'm sure they're doing their best. And Mike's usually more cynical.
I can be. Uh, I mean, it's not their fault. Maybe they just got they just it was unfortunate. They picked like it just was shit. Like they picked the engine stopped being updated, so it's like, well, fuck. Like we're just kind of stuck in this shitty situation. But to
They
be
could all they
fair,
could either start all over from scratch,
which
or
no one wants.
which no one wants to do.
um, and the thing here is,
Get your hand off your face.
sorry, I can't help it. I get nervous. The bugs mostly are for the online stuff, for whatever, like the leaderboards or something like that. I think is what it is. Adjustments for matchmaking and online code. Yeah. So it's the online stuff that's not working right now, which is why they're trying to fix it because they're coding for Xbox, PlayStation, Wii, 3DS. I don't remember if they're doing Vita or not. I don't think they are. But they got a code for a whole bunch of different multiplayer platforms, and they're not gonna want to release like one game. You know what I mean? Like release the Xbox and PS4 one, and then like the Wii U and the DS is just kind of like shut out luck.
I think we all remember a game involving a superhero where the
Oh,
port didn't exactly run as smoothly as it should have.
yeah, Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Uh, there's
Oh, this game
that.
works awesome for me. No, not for me though.
You know what was just as bad as that? Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight getting ported to everything took fucking forever.
Oh
And
yeah.
same thing with fuck, what's the other one? Mega Man Legacy Collection. It's still not out on the. I think it's coming out for the 3DS soon, but it's been out on like the Xbox and the PlayStation for months. Like, I, I mean, it's like you're shit out of luck no matter what you do because you're gonna piss somebody off. Either you piss everybody all off at once, or you just piss off one community. So,
I do agree with that, but as far as the developers go, um, at least they openly they were like, it's our fault. We know that multiple delays, we know that it's stupid. We know that you guys who funded us on Kickstarter want to see results for all the money you put in.
yeah,
Um,
two
like, I'm
years ago.
sorry it keeps getting delayed. All we can tell you is that we're doing the best we can to try and fix everything. And in the end, I mean, you can get all mad and stuff, but at least they're honest. At least they're being honest. At least they're trying to fix it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does suck, but I mean, what do you? I mean, you gotta
Say
do what
that.
you gotta do. Yep. So hopefully the game actually fucking comes out because a lot of people
Oh, I'm
think the
sure it'll
game's
come
just
out.
not gonna
There's
come
way too
out.
much hype for it not to come out.
Yeah.
And it's right now they're working out bugs, which implies that the game is basically finished.
Well, they're only working on multiplayer bugs. The game itself is done.
Yeah, the game is
Single
well. The
player
point
is
I'm trying
done.
to make is that they're troubleshooting.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get all the bugs out.
Hmm.
Um, Speaking of off subject, Halo 5 multiplayer. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, that was the worst.
The first week Mike and I played that game. I haven't played it since just because I've been raging out. The game online was terrible.
Oh, it was yeah, it was pretty bad, which sucks because the multi. I like the multiplayer for Halo a lot, but yeah, they did the servers just like the servers didn't suck if you were playing single player, but they were shit when you tried to play with your friends. It,
Get your hand off your face.
I,
Keep playing with your non-stash.
I can't
Okay.
help it.
All right. So now some more juicy news, which is definitely the NX.
Hmm.
Um, and I have been reading up on different articles, which are telling me basically the same thing. All right. So we know that the with the Wii U flop of the current generation, that the game can travel to the gamepad.
Hmm.
And certain games, like say Smash or Bayonetta, you can have the TV playing in the background and then just play your game on the gamepad, which I
Hmm.
think is a cool concept to a point, but it's limited by range. And if you've ever actually done it, it's really laggy.
Yeah.
It's really laggy if you've ever played a game directly on the gamepad. Supposedly, though, the NX is going to have some kind of a similar feature. Not exactly, but it's more so that it is a home console and a portable console at the same time. Now, I don't know
Hmm.
exactly what that means. Some people are thinking there's some sort of detachable, smaller console that you can take with you, or something that you can play on the controller. Um, I honestly don't know, but a lot of things are definitely showing that it's kind of like a two-in-one console.
I've actually seen in total I've seen two different controllers so far, which is really fucking weird. Um, there's one that looks like the Wii U gamepad, but with scroll wheels instead of bumpers for some reason. Um, and then the other one is that it's basically a DS. That the controller's a DS, and then you play the game on that, and then whenever you're not around the NX itself, you just take it with you. Which I mean works fine, I would assume for indie games and stuff, but you gotta make a really powerful. Like, can you imagine how powerful that DS would have to be?
Oh yeah,
Like,
to play current games.
yeah, like look, like to be fair, I mean the Vita runs it, but I think like 720, I think, and it's relatively small. I mean, like, and I've played games on it before. It's not uncomfortable, but you gotta design it right.
Wait, you're telling me you own a Vita and you've played games on it? I didn't know that's what you do with the Vita. Wasn't sure.
That's because most people don't even know about the Vita. There's no
Well, no,
love
you were like
for the
you were
Vita.
like I have this Vita and I've played games on it.
Well,
Like,
I've played. Well, I mean, I've played PS4 games on it with remote play, and it works out pretty well usually. I mean, sometimes there's lag, but it's not anything significant usually, unless I'm playing like a high graphical game. But that's the concern too. Is that the same thing with the Wii U gamepad? Is that it's gonna be like there's gonna be input delay. Um, how big is it gonna be? And I actually have a pretty decent question. How long is the battery life? You know what I mean? Because the
hmm.
gamepad's battery life is kind of shit if you're playing an actual game. It lasts like 3 hours, right?
All right. Um, just for anyone that's a normal watcher, something you should know is I hate rechargeable batteries.
Yeah, I know you do.
I have an Xbox One, and it was my central console until Mike got me a PS4 so I could play Destiny with him. I cannot stand rechargeable batteries. My experience with rechargeable batteries is like, and I'm not a person that leaves it on the charger, so I know that it's not that. I charge it until it's full and then I unplug it. It's like the first 3 or 4 charges, the battery life is here, and then for the rest of its life, it's like here.
Well, to be
I
fair, the PS4 controller turns off when it's done charging. It cuts the charge.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It's just,
it is like that. My DualShock 4s are fucking shot.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. It's just,
they last
I
like 3 hours.
can't stand it. I can't stand rechargeable batteries. Um, with the NX, unfortunately, with the kind of system that it seems from this like kind of like detachable take as you go, it's most likely going to be a charged battery, which is going to
Mm-hmm.
suck from my opinion. I would just like to, I have a whole cabinet full of double and triple A's
Mm.
that would make my life so much easier.
I don't mind rechargeables, but I prefer rechargeables you can swap out.
Yeah.
Like I bought the rechargeables for my Xbox One controllers, and they work perfectly fine. But I never keep them plugged in after the fact. Like,
Yeah.
I never plug the controller in. I only ever swap out the packs. So,
Um, and then one more interesting bit of news that I've heard about the NX,
mm-hmm.
um, which definitely has me thinking. All right, so according to, I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of tech specs, but apparently the machine itself is going to be very underpowered.
That's
In
what this
its,
says. Yeah.
according to what current information is available, it doesn't seem to be very powerful by itself. However, and this is the interesting part, supposedly, um, when an NX is turned off, it will be used as additional processing power for another NX in a local area. I know, yeah, I know
What
this
is
seems
this
weird,
sorcery?
but no, I'm completely serious. I've been
How the
reading
hell does
multiple
that work?
sources telling me this. It's really because we never really think of that, and it gets better. Supposedly, it's an option, and what you're compensated with are like coins or some sort of
Oh,
currency to use in some sort of Nintendo themed shop. Now, this is still hearsay,
yeah,
but
obviously.
there's multiple articles I've been reading point to this.
It's a weird
Uh,
concept, but how does that work?
well,
How do you loan processing power from one NX to another? How would that work?
from what I've come to understand, is it's similar to how a remote play works, of how streaming a game works. Um, the calculations, like for your streaming service and everything,
Mm-hmm.
the calculations will be done somewhere else and then just streamed to the console you're using. And to me, that sounds really, really buggy. That doesn't sound like it's going to work out well at all. And it's still
No,
hearsay. And just by the look on your face, I don't even think you believe me.
that sounds like I don't know. That's just
I know
it doesn't make any sense.
it sounds ludicrous,
It
uh,
does. It does indeed sound
but it
fucking
is what I've been
ludicrous.
reading, and I guess it's a thing. I hope that's not the case because
I mean, they
you know,
want to put scroll wheel buttons on the controller. Could pretty much be anything at this point.
yeah, this is supposedly what Nintendo keeps saying is this is going to be there. This is going to be the huge turnaround for Nintendo. The NX is going to
Or it could
it's
be
going to be
their
the second
last hurrah.
coming.
Yeah,
It's
or
going
it
to
could
be
be
the
their
second
last
coming
hurrah.
for gamers.
Yeah, if they fuck it up though, so like that's it. They're toast. Like
Yeah.
I read somewhere the other day actually. I don't know when this was done, but when somebody's looking at like did a financial like breakdown of Nintendo, they said that um before Nintendo could would go bankrupt if they kept under 200 and I think it's $250 million a year, they wouldn't go bankrupt until 2052.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
so much money. I've read that too.
Yeah.
Nintendo has so much money saved up. They could sit on their butts for decades and not do anything and still make a
Yeah.
profit. Or not make a profit, let me rephrase that, but still have money to fall back on.
Yeah, exactly. That's why like the Wii U is like sure it's bad, but it's like Nintendo's not going nowhere.
We're staying afloat.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, if this fails, a lot of people are thinking that maybe they just pull out of consoles and just go, we'll just make software for people. Fuck it. And then just
well,
put their games out as a, their own company.
Yeah, I mean that is a thing. What a lot of people forget is that, or that some people don't even know, Nintendo wasn't a gaming company at first. It
Mm-hmm.
was a toy company. In fact, the designer of the Game Boy, Gunpei Yokoi, actually made a bunch of successful toys for Nintendo before designing the Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I doubt they'd go back to that. They're not really a toy designer anymore. Uh,
No.
but
And
it'd be interesting if the NX does flop, which I hope it doesn't, because we all want to see all these characters we grew up
yeah.
with. We still want to play games with them. You know what I
Well,
mean?
their characters aren't going anywhere. It's just whether or not they end up on a Nintendo system.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, but we need to move on. Mike, what's your next? What's your next one?
The last thing we got is
No, we have two more. We
oh
have yours, and then
oh you're doing that one last. You're doing Star Fox last.
well, I was gonna keep it a surprise, but yeah, I
Okay.
was. So go ahead and talk about yours first.
Sorry, I didn't have them in order. I got confused.
Okay.
So the one of the creators of God of War, David Jaffe, he has gone off and he's created a new game called Drawn to Death. Have I shown you anything about Drawn to Death?
You have not.
It is the premise is that all it is it's an arena based shooter, and it's just a online. You just go and just fight with a bunch of people, but they got like weird, wacky characters. The buildings and stuff are all like weird and demented and shit. And then they have like there's everything is weird. It's just a weird game. The characters are weird. The guns are weird. The grenades are weird. They have like some comic booky stuff sometimes where it'll be like boom, you know what I mean, like in a bubble or some shit. Um, but it's this article here specifically is an interview with him, and what it's talking about is that it's a misunderstood game. Not a lot of people understand what it is so much that, or not as much as they're not interested. They just don't know what the game is. So I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if I'd play it ridiculous amounts of hours like every day. It'd be like Call of Duty with you or Destiny, you know what I mean? Like maybe get on for 20, 30 minutes and then get off. Like maybe an hour at most. Just kind of like dick around cuz it's got that normal online feel. You just, you know what I mean? Like it's only really fun if you play with your friends, or you play for a little bit and then you get off cuz there's
Yeah.
really nothing going on. But it's an interesting game. The arts, I really like the art style because it's just fucking weird, man. I like weird games, but it.
Um, well, when you really think about art, art is different to each person. So whether you don't
Mhm.
like it because of what you see or you don't like it because you don't understand it, um, it's just kind of the way it is. Unfortunately, you always take a chance when you come out with something that's really different
Mhm.
from the norm. You always take that chance. And if people don't understand it, that's a shame. But or if some people just don't like it, they're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, this is weird. I don't like it." But let's be honest, the weird games are fun. The
Mhm.
games that follow something so strictly, like those are boring.
Mhm.
Go for some fantasy. Go for some stuff that doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah. Real quick, I was looking at this because I wanted to get some more information. The game is free to play, so when it comes out, it'll be free to play. And I mean, there's some like microtransaction shit, like normal and free to play, but it's not like asinine stuff. I mean, it's all stuff. If you play the game, you'll get, and it's in proportion. Like all the characters are accurate. Like they're all balanced. When I played it, because I did play this, it's still in beta right now. You could probably, I think you can get the codes from their website. Um, but it's a balanced out game, so the microtransactions aren't really that big of a deal. But the game is like very crude, angry. I don't know. It's a teenager's notebook. So you can imagine like the whack crazy
I love your
things
eyes
in
on it.
there.
Like, you ever seen a teenager's notebook? It's horrendous.
Yeah, they do some. There's some crazy shit in there. So I don't know.
But
What do you have to say about it?
what do I have to say about it?
Yeah, what do you just by looking at it?
I mean, I kind of already made my piece. I mean, it doesn't personally look like something I would be into,
Hmm.
but that doesn't mean it's going to be bad.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean, it's just I'm one person.
yeah,
And I believe the definition of art is, or I'm not going into some philosophical stuff. Just it's different things to different people.
yeah,
Some
exactly.
people love it. I'll probably try it before I make my judgment. But just from looking at it, I would say it's probably not my cup of tea. But I said that about Destiny too, and about Halo.
Yeah,
So, and I enjoy both of those. So I'll probably end up giving it a try.
very good.
And then our last bit of news is actually for a Wii U game. I find it kind of morbid that they openly said like,
Woo!
"Hey, we're making a new console, but hey, we're still gonna make Wii U games." Like it's kind of morbid. Like we know this is it's on a death march basically.
But
We
we
know this
gotta,
console's gonna be around for much longer, but hey, we're still making games for it.
yeah,
So basically, Star Fox finally. I don't know how long ago a Star Fox game was made, but I had Star Fox Command for
hmm,
the Nintendo DS, and I liked that game, but I hate being on a timer.
yeah, I do
Can't
too.
stand it. It drives me nuts. I do not do good under time pressure at all. Um, but basically, it looks like your normal Star Fox game, just with Wii U graphics and your incorrectly labeled barrel rolls. If you
Eh,
ever see that, they tells them to do a barrel roll, but it's not actually a barrel roll.
yeah,
Um, One interesting thing though is they've added some ground combat, where Fox's R-wing turns into like something that looks like a one of those chicken walkers from Star Wars.
that.
The wings like kind of extend down into legs, and you basically walk around on the inside of like ships and stuff of enemy ships, fighting enemies that way.
Hmm.
It comes out, I believe, on the 22nd of April for North America, and I think it comes out on the one day earlier for Japan.
Well, shit. I'm not gonna be able to play it when it comes out. I'm sad. I'll have to wait.
Why?
I'm gonna be in Boston,
Oh yeah, you'll be at your con.
going to PAX East, son.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's all
Um,
right. I have a goal for next year for us.
but anyway, we don't really have much information about Star Fox, unfortunately. It just kind of we know a release date, and we've seen some gameplay from it. But
Hmm.
aside from that,
There's amiibo support.
oh, I completely forgot. Yeah, that's a huge part. Um, I'm not really sure what that will mean personally. I read an article though that Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Mario, Zelda, and one of the people working who helped to produce this game, um, he said he originally had an idea for a transforming amiibo for having the R-wing turn into the chicken walker
That would be
looking thing
awesome. That
on
would
the
be
amiibo. I
amazing.
mean, it was a concept. He said he was we're not really sure if they could do anything like that. Um,
Hmm.
I'm not really sure what the amiibo support will mean.
Uh,
I probably have some sort of. I'm sure it'd be some really cool multiplayer matchmaking if you could get in and just be flying around in a bunch of ships.
yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
Is it online?
I don't know.
I
There
know.
has not been any information released yet about that.
I'll have to take a look on my own time. But I guess the big thing with that is if they're putting in amiibo support, maybe they're coming out with Star Fox amiibos
Oh, duh.
outside of the Smash Bros one.
No, 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 no. Of course they are.
Yeah,
Of course they are.
they came
At
out
least I
with
hope so.
the
Most games, I mean, I'm pretty sure every game that has amiibo support has dedicated amiibos, even if it's only one.
trying to
Super Mario Maker only has the two amiibos of just
yeah.
8-bit Mario, colored and non-colored.
Woolly
Uh,
World has their amiibos.
Woolly World has
Um,
the Yoshis. Smash obviously has their universe of amiibo.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, I'm
that's where
pretty
that
sure that.
started.
What's up?
That's where that started. Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess has that amiibo.
Twilight
Does
Princess is coming out with an amiibo. Yeah,
does
I'm
that
pretty sure.
work with the
What?
game? Does that work with the game, or no?
What?
The amiibo? Does it work with Twilight Princess?
Yeah, why wouldn't it?
I don't know. That's why
What's
I
it
was
supposed
asking
to
you.
do?
I don't
Gather
know.
dust? You know what else is really cool
Hmm.
that I heard about that? The Ganondorf, Zelda, Link, and Toon Link amiibo will all work with Twilight Princess as well.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that cool? But anyway, that we're branching off, so that's definitely going to be it for us today. Um, Check us out on. I'm drawing a blank, Mike.
We're on Facebook.
We
and
are on
Twitter,
Facebook. We are. We're on YouTube too. That's where we are right now if you're watching us.
most likely.
Ambassadors of Gaming, check us out every now and then. We might have something you like, we might have something you don't, and if not, you can if there's something you don't like, you just rage us out in the comments.
I have something I do want to say. Let's
I feed off
plays.
anger.
Let's plays will probably start back up in February because there hasn't been anything we really want to play lately. So
Yeah, and unfortunately, as for my videos, I have uploaded one Call of Duty highlights. Feel free to check that out. If you don't like it, that's fine. If you do like it, awesome. Stick around. If you guys want to see other games from Mike or I, because we both have all three consoles,
mhm.
all three of the current generation consoles, as terrible as one of them may be.
Oh,
Um, so go ahead and just leave a comment either on this video or either of Mike or my own videos. We're both on Ambassadors of Gaming. Tell us what you want to see us play, and we'll see if we can't push that out for you.
please do.
You only for you. And if you don't like it though, remember I feed off your rage.
If you don't like it, I
But
feed
anyway,
off the hatred. All
I'm
right,
Ambassador Chris,
I'm Ambassador Michael.
and we'll see you when we see you.
Goodbye.